The first historic speech was originally delivered by Amelia Earhart, the first female aviator to fly a solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean. Born in Kansas in 1897, she defied imposed gender norms throughout her life, keeping a scrapbook of newspaper clippings about successful women in predominantly male-oriented fields, including film, direction, law, advertising, and mechanical engineering. She found her calling as an aviator at age 23 and persisted in the face of many obstacles that awaited her. Today we draw attention to Earhart's convictions by reenacting her speech, A Woman's Place in Science. Published only 2 years before her disappearance on her last flight in 1937. Reading Earhart's words this evening is Hannah Davidson, who this past year made the leap from a desk job into working with families as a child care provider and full-spectrum doula. The experience of supporting a family through childbirth inspired her to begin the fulfilling yet challenging path towards becoming a nurse midwife. She is currently taking nursing prerequisites at Greenfield Community College. When she is not spending her time around books and babies, she divides her time between serving as the volunteer coordinator at It Takes a Village and planning to curate the August 2015 show entitled Mothering. This speech is brought to you today by the generous sponsorship of Mary Lou and Peter Greenfield. Ladies and gentlemen, Hannah Davidson as Amelia Earhart.
This modern world of science and invention is of particular interest to women, for the lives of women have been more affected by its new horizons than those of any other group. It is in the home that the applications of scientific achievement have perhaps been most far-reaching, and it is through changing conditions that women have become the greatest beneficiaries in the modern scheme. Science has released them from much of the age-old drudgery connected with the process of living. Today, light, heat, and power may be obtained by pushing buttons, and cunningly manufactured and appealing products are available at the housewife's door. Indeed, beyond that door she need not go, thanks to the miracles of modern communication and transportation. Not only has applied science decreased the toil in the home, it has provided undreamed of economic opportunities for women. Millions of them are earning their living under conditions made possible only through a basically altered industrial system. Probably no scientific development is more startling than the effect of this new and growing economic independence upon women themselves. When the history of our times is written, it must record as supremely significant the physical, psychic, and social changes women have undergone in these exciting decades. One fears to lament that a mechanized world will not be a pleasant one in which to live. Quite the contrary should be true, and it can be true if the fine minds who've accomplished so much in the realms of applied science will unite with the same enthusiasm to control their creations against social misuse. Among all the marvels of modern invention, that which I am most concerned is, of course, air transportation. Flying is perhaps the most dramatic of recent scientific attainment. In the brief span of 30-odd years, the world has seen an inventor's dream, first materialized by the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk, become an everyday actuality. Perhaps I'm prejudiced, but to me it seems that no other phase of modern progress contrives to maintain such a brimming measure of romance, coupled with utility, as does aviation. This industry embraces many of those scientific accomplishments which yesterday seemed fantastic impossibilities. The pilot, when he is way above the earth, talks by radio telephone to ground stations or to other planes in the air. In thick weather, he is guided by radio beam and receives detailed reports of conditions ahead. He sits behind engines, the reliability of which is all but unbelievable. I myself still fly a Wasp motor, which has carried me over the North Atlantic, part of the Pacific, to and from Mexico City, and many times across this continent. Aviation, this young modern giant, exemplified the possible relationship of women and the creations of science. Although women have not taken full advantage of its use and benefits, Air travel is available to them as to men, and so often happens in introducing the new or changing the old, public acceptance depends peculiarly upon a woman's friendly attitude. In aviation, they are arbiters of whether or not their families shall fly and are a potent influence. And lastly, there is a place within the industry itself for women who work. While still greatly outnumbered, they are finding more and more opportunities for employment in the ranks of this latest transportation medium. I hope this movement will spread throughout all branches of applied science and industry, and that women may come to share with men the joy of doing. Those who can appreciate rewards most, who have helped create.